everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Anjali and I'm glad to have you here. Now, today I thought I'd actually try something new. So instead of just throwing advice at all of you, I'm going to be talking about a device that has literally been carrying me through university. And yes, as you saw in the title of this video, it is the iPad Pro 2020, the 12.9 inches one. Now, before I move further along, I just want to say that yes, I know this iPad can be pretty expensive. And I know this because I saved up for it for quite a long time. But if you're watching this video and you're wanting an iPad, but you just cannot afford this one, I'm gonna say that the budget iPads, so the general iPads out there or even the new iPad Air, they're totally worth it. They do the exact same thing. It's just you're gonna be missing out on the bigger screen size and more efficient split screening, but that's really about it. So if that does not matter too much to you, I would totally recommend those budget iPads. So without further ado, let's get into this video and where I'm going to be talking to you about all the useful apps that I use and just how I have integrated this iPad into my life. Okay, so first I'm just going to be talking about some of the accessories that I bought for my iPad. Now, I know there's not a lot of them because I just bought what was necessary. So here's the first one. It's this beautiful black case that I bought for my iPad. It's super soft from the inside and it does allow your iPad to actually attach magnetically. As you can see here, it just sticks right on. It also has this little flap to protect your Apple Pencil. I know the second generation ones already attach magnetically, but if you have the first generation one, it could be very useful. Not only that, but it is foldable, so it allows you to put your iPad in any position you'd like. And yeah, that was the case that I bought, and I think it's a incredibly cheap alternative to what Apple sells, and so I would totally recommend this one. I've also got a little skin for my Apple Pencil. As you can see here, it resembles an actual pencil, so I thought it was super cute. And both of these accessories I did buy from Amazon, so I'll make sure to leave the links down below. And I also did end up buying a matte screen protector to just make my note-taking feel a little bit more like paper. And yeah, that's literally all the accessories that I bought for my iPad. And so now let's get into all the apps. So here you can see my home screen. On the side here, you can see all of my widgets. The first widget here I actually got from the app called Widgetsmith. And it basically just keeps track of the weeks. And this is super helpful for me because in university, they actually track the lessons and the content by weeks. So it just helps me figure out what week we're on and what I have to do in that week. My second widget here is just the stocks that I'm looking at, and then there's weather, the clocks, notes, and all that good stuff. And then I also have my Google Calendar here because I use that a lot to set out my deadlines and just my schedule for this whole online learning thing. And then there's LinkedIn down there. So yeah, that's basically all my widgets on the left here. And so now getting into my apps, the first app I have here is just FaceTime, and we FaceTime just because it comes with the iPad. And then we have my Google Calendar here. As I said again, it just helps me set out my deadlines. Now classes have not started yet, so it looks pretty empty, but usually I have it full of all of my deadlines. So as you can see here, I use it a lot to help set out everything and just keep myself organized. Then I have photos, pretty typical, clock, camera, my reminders, notes, really all the apps that just come with the iPad that I thought were useful. And now here I have all the apps that I use for school or for work. So I have my Google Drive here. I use it a lot for uploading all my documents so that I can use them in any device. And then I have Docs, Google Docs, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and then OneDrive. OneDrive is actually where I store all my notes. So once I use Notability, my note-taking app, I actually store everything that I write there in OneDrive just for backup because our school gives us a lot of storage here. And then Piazza is just an app that my school uses for us to ask questions. And so I just keep it on my iPad whenever I need to look at something or I just need help. And then this is actually not an app, it's a bookmark. So it just helps me get to the place where I need to just sign in to hand in my assignments. And so yeah, it's just super helpful there. And the way you actually do this is if you go on Safari, you actually have this option here, and then you can just press add to home screen. And then when you press that, it will add that link to your home screen. And then I have Notion. I don't really use it that much right now. I'm still trying to get like the hang of it, but again, it's just used for calendars and just keeping yourself organized. Pages, Keynote, and then Slack. Slack I use a lot just for different clubs that I have at my university, and yeah, they just post a lot of events here that I can go to and just communicate with others during this whole online thing. And finally, in this whole section, I have GitHub. So yeah, I just like looking at code and all of that. I'm too lazy to sign in right now, but you get the point. So that's what I have here for work. And then social networking, I have Zoom. Zoom is where most of my web conferences happen, my online lectures, and so that's there. And then I have Skype. Again, I use Skype to call friends and just for video conferencing. And then I have LinkedIn for job hunts and just, you know, the usual. And then Teams, a lot of my lectures also happen on Teams, so I have that one. And Discord, again, used for a lot of the clubs that I've joined. So you can see over here a bunch of hackathons, a bunch of clubs. You know it's Waterloo because of all the geese you can see on the side. But yeah, that's that. And then Instagram, I know the Instagram app isn't that great on the iPad, but I still like to have it here just because it's just easier if I do have my iPad and my phone's not around. So yeah, and then Facebook and Messenger. So that's just all the social networking apps that I have on my iPad. And then this section is really just for YouTube. So I have Procreate. I don't really use Procreate that much. I'm still getting the hang of lettering and all that. So that's there. It is actually a paid app if you wanted to get this one. So just keep that in mind. And then here, iMovie is what the iPad comes with. I use iMovie a lot to edit the videos that I do make. And then Fonto, I use that a lot to create like moving animations along with VideoStar, which really creates those effects. And then finally, of course, I have YouTube here, and I just like looking at my channel here and just watching videos because of the great screen size and everything. So yeah, that's what I have there. And then finally, for entertainment, you gotta have Netflix, so I have that there. I've really been watching Grey's Anatomy, but yeah, that's all here. I also have Disney Plus. It's actually my friend's account, so don't think I'm that spoiled. But yeah, Disney Plus, and then finally Amazon Prime Video, which I don't really use. And then I have my Spotify, and this app is actually one of my favorite apps. It's like a little white noise app. I usually just plug in my AirPods, and whenever I'm studying, I listen to this music, and it's super soothing. So I really love the rain noises, if you want to hear that. This app is super calming, and you can also move the bars around, and you can also animate. So you can see here Zen, subtle, or moderate, and then it will just move the bars accordingly to just make it sound a little bit more real, and so it's not like still. And there's other noises too, like warp speed, temple bells, and ocean. And yeah, I would totally recommend this app. And then I have Among Us here, and just word scrapes whenever I get bored. So yeah, and then this app is just specific to the University of Waterloo for like 2-factor authentication, so I have that there. And then on my second screen, I have all the other apps that the iPad comes with that I will never really use. So those are the first few apps that you see here. So another app that I use pretty extensively is Books, where I usually keep all my textbooks. Right now there's only one because I deleted the other ones, but I use it a lot for split screening. So if I'm doing a chapter and I want to take my notes, I'll just pull up Notability, and while I'm creating my new notes, there we go. And yeah, it's super helpful just having your textbook by your side and being able to write notes like that. And this is one of the major benefits of the iPad, I'd say. And then I have hidden my banking account over here. It's just easier to use the app instead of like going all the way online and all that. And then I have Arlo, which is just the cameras in my house. And then finally the Google Home app. And yeah, those are really all the apps that I use. Oh, and one app that I did forget, my main app that I use is Notability. This is where I write all of my notes. And I really think it does have a great organization system. I know GoodNotes has different notebooks, but this is pretty sufficient for me. So if I have my fall term here, and then I just put everything down. And yeah, it's just great organization. It's a great note-taking app, and it also has recording feature, which I really love because it'll just record my voice, and then if I want to write something, it'll actually sync my notes. So if I just play that, you see it's grayed out. I really love because it'll just record my voice, and then if I want to write something, and so you can see there it actually started writing. So I really love that about Notability. I love recording lectures on this app, and the voice recording features is one of the main reasons I actually chose it. Now that concludes all the apps that I really have. So if you've made it this far into the video, I really hope you found this video useful, you learned more apps, or just figured out if the iPad was worth it for you. And if you do want to see me make more iPad videos or other videos in general, leave a comment in the comment section below. I read all the comments and I just cannot wait to hear from you guys. And if you did find this video even a little bit useful, make sure you subscribe. It means the world to me. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you every. Can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you every. Can I help it if I dream of you? If I dream of you.